Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. KNX Association announced a few weeks ago about the new release of ETS 6.1, and they call it a game changer. If you don't know ETS is the software, the tool that we are using to configure KNX devices together. And it was, as we mentioned before, this is a feature or an advantage of KNX that to learn how to configure KNX devices together, I only need to learn one tool, which is the ETS, and then I use it to configure all the KNX devices from multi-manufacturers together. And ETS stands for Engineering Tool Software. In this video, we'll talk about the new features of ETS 6.1 and why KNX Association is calling it a game changer. We'll also talk about some common questions regarding ETS, like where can I get the ETS from, where can I download it, and what's the difference between the versions of ETS, and what is the difference between the different licenses of ETS, and what is the cost to buy or to get a license of ETS. Okay, we'll talk about this today in this video, inshallah. Before we start the talk about the new features in ETS 6.1, let us answer some important questions. The first question we always receive, where can I get ETS from? So the answer is very simple. You go to the KNX Association website. Okay. If you have a login name, you go to sign in, and then you will have to enter your first name, last name, email, password. You repeat the password. Then if you want to get more information about KNX newsletter, KNX information, then you click this one. If not, then you don't click it. And then you also put this code here, and then you create account. Once you choose create account, you'll get an email on your registered email. You receive an email on your email with the confirmation. You just confirm this email, and then your account will be active. Once you get an account, you go to your account and choose sign in here. Once you are signed in, go to shop ETS, and you'll get this screen. You will have three options for license of ETS. Let's first remember that when you download any of those versions, the demo, it is the same one. So the ETS as a file, as a program itself, the downloadable version is the same for all versions. The only difference will come from the license that you will buy. So if you want to run it as a demo, you download any of those. And when you are prompted with the username and password, you just choose demo. Okay. If you are working with ETS in a demo version, you are limited to only 5 devices per project. You cannot increase in your project more than 5 devices. So it's suitable more for testing on your lab, something very small. Okay. If you want to increase and you get more devices in your project, you have 3 options. The first option is to buy the light license. Okay. The light license will allow you to run projects with maximum 20 devices in your project. The light version will come with only cloud license. Cloud license means that your account, the one that you used for KNX Association, will be linked with this license. So when you get your ETS, you log in with your account, and then you can get the license from the internet. So this cloud license, ETS is only light is available only with cloud license. The cost is 200 euros. Okay, and they allow you only to 20 devices. By the way, ETS, all versions run only on Windows. So you don't have ETS for Mac, you don't have ETS for Android, only for Windows. If you want to increase your project, okay, so you can go for the professional one. The professional one will give you projects with unlimited number of devices. Okay. This one can come with cloud license or with dongle license. Dongle license means that you'll have a hardware. The license will be hard coded on the hardware. It's something like USB. But if you get the hardware, then you will have to pay for additional 60 euros for the hardware itself, for the dongle, not including shipping, of course. And the license itself will cost you 1,000 euros. So if you are getting it with cloud license, then only 1,000 euros. If you are using the dongle license, then you add 60 euros plus shipping. Okay. Then you have the final one. This more used more for a private owner wants to make his villa or his project, because it's not intended for commercial use, but only for private use only. It will give you to have one project up to 64 devices per project. The cost is 350 euros and only comes also with cloud license. Okay. In another video, I will show you. You'll find it on our channel, how to save on the ETS Lite, so how you can get it for free and you save 200 euros, and also how to get the professional upgrade, okay, without paying all this amount of money. But you can get the professional one with something like 600 euros. You'll find this video in our channels. Once you get the license you have or downloaded the ETS you have, then you can go and run ETS. When you run ETS and they enter the username and password, you get this screen. The screen is simply showing the projects that you have, and here you have some ads on the top, and here are the latest projects you had on your local projects. Today we'll not talk a lot about ETS. We'll talk mostly about the new features of the new ETS. We will have another video where we'll be talking about ETS from a practical point of view, where we have a project and we're implementing the project using ETS. Okay, so now the first thing that we noticed as a change is here, when you choose local project, you will get a list of your projects in a different way, in a way that will allow you to sort the projects by name and also to have bulk action with the project. So as you can see here now, I can sort my project by name, so ascending or descending as I want. And I also can have multiple actions with more than one project. So I can choose, let's say, 2 or 3 projects. I can export those projects or I can delete them. Okay, I can even make some action with those projects as well. Okay, so this is the new view that we saw in 6.1. The other ones, once you start your own project, you also get different views. The project opens, as you can see, and the first difference you will see, of course, it will open on the last tab it was working with. The first difference you will notice that the interface is a little bit different. Okay, the icons looks a little bit different. Here you see this toolbar, okay, where it is related to what I'm opening. So if I'm opening here floor 1, find that the toolbar is changing to reflect that I'm in floor 1 and the actions are related to floor 1. Here on the right, you'll find that this toolbar, okay, you can expand it from here. Your properties, almost the same like the other one, the last version. Here you find another one called the groups. You will have a view about your group address. Also, you can do some kind of find and replace if you want. The main difference I can see in the interface now is related to the panels. If I go here, I can see that there are some panels or some windows appearing here and some are not appearing here. This is what we call favorites. So if I want to move reports from here, I can just pick out the green star and then it's done. If I want to add it again, I go to all panels, then I can choose whatever I want, so it's becoming a favorite again. Okay, then I can open the favorite from here. If I open anything from here, like let's say group addresses, then I'm opening in this same window. The difference here now, if I want now to open the building as an example, in the previous versions I have to open it in another window, otherwise it will replace this one. Now if I go to panels, by default, if I open building, it will automatically come also with a new window in here, so I don't have to replace anything. And those windows I can change, I can close. So as an example, if I want to put the building up, I can put this up, okay? Then group address will be down. So I can change the way they're looking in front of my screen. If I have 1 or 2 or 3, I can play around with them. If I want to make them vertical, not horizontal, I can just go there and they will go vertical. If I want, I can make them horizontal again. If I want to open one of them in a new tab, I click here, then I can open it in a new tab or even a new window. Normally, I open it in a new tab when I want to do changes or make comparisons between 2 projects or 2 windows in the same project. Okay, and if I want to get it back there, I can also close it from here. The second thing that we also saw not related to the interface is the diagnostics. Put diagnostics in here. You will find some new added features in diagnostics. The first one is related to the line scan. Go to line scan. You find here that there are some new columns, new fields were added, like serial number manufacturer application program. Normally, you used to get them from device info, but now they're also added in the line scan. The other thing also, the other feature you'll find is related to the group monitor. When you go to the group monitor, you find also that KNX added some new columns in here, like building function and building part. So now also during the sniffing or the checking, you'll find also some new functions in here. That simply was the major changes we saw in ETS 6.1. It was a quick review about ETS 6.1 and the new features available in it. We also talked about ETS and how to get it from. Don't forget also there is also a video in the channel talking about the cost of the ETS and how to cut this cost. Okay, if you like the contents of the KNX or the building automation in general, then follow us on those channels. And if you have any question, let us know, and see you in the next video inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.